What's up guys, it's Chad with Living the Van Life up here in Washington. Today we're going to be talking about flashlights, and in particular it's Olight flashlights. Now I've done a video in the past about Olights, and it just so happens that I'm a huge fan of Olight. The products that they make are super awesome. They're usually very practical and tactical all at the same time. And they just have an awesome variety of different products. Now, they're not paying me to talk about these products or anything like that. They do send me some lights out to review. That's what we're gonna be talking about today. They actually have a flash sale coming up here on the 21st of June. It's going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern time and run for 28 hours through the 23rd of June. And so these lights that we're going to talk about today are all limited edition. Typically what Olight does is they run through some special edition colors and stuff like that. And those colors usually sell out quite quickly. So if it's something that you're interested in, get on and check it out, because not only is it these limited edition colors, but they also offer anywhere from 25% off all the way up to 40% off some of these items that we're going to be talking about here tonight. The first one is this right here. This is the Olight Perun Mini. This is a pretty cool little unit here. Let me see if I can get that to focus. This little guy right here is actually quite versatile. Now there is a full-size Perun as well, but this one is the Mini. It is in orange, which that is pretty cool. Look at that. Very cool orange color. Typically you've got your light on the end of the flashlight, but this one is at a 90-degree angle. And let me just pop off the cover over the battery here so we can get power to it. But it's awesome that it's at a 90-degree angle like that. And I'm going to talk about more here in just a second why that is going to end up for a lot of different versatility. One thing that is cool with a lot of these Olights is they've got the magnetic backing to them. So let's say you're working on a car or near some sort of metal surface, you can actually take the magnetic backing here and stick it to any sort of metal surface. And because this is at a 90-degree angle, that actually makes it pretty handy. If you've got to light up a surface down here, you can stick it to, like, let's say the side of an automobile, and you know, if you're changing a tire or whatever. So that can actually become pretty handy, the fact that it's at a 90-degree angle, and you can still use it like a regular flashlight. But what they've included here in the box is this cool little Velcro patch. Now, I've seen people in videos actually use this patch. A lot of times jackets or various different clothing will have Velcro here on the chest, so you can actually stick it here. And the Perun actually, with the clip, slips inside here. And now, let's say if you had it on a patch, it actually rotates up and down on this patch. So that's pretty cool. You could attach it to your chest here, be completely hands-free, and have light to work with. But Olight also did send out this headband, which I thought was pretty cool. Now this headband has some Velcro on it. You can see here on the front. It's fully adjustable here on the back, but you can throw this on, then you take this Velcro and you stick it right to the front, and then you've got yourself a handy little headlamp that you're completely hands-free with. So there again, like I was talking about with Olight being so versatile, the fact that you've got a handy compact flashlight that you can hold by hand, wear on your chest, but you can also wear it as a headlamp. And of course it's got the different powers that goes on to turbo, and I think, let's see, on turbo it is at 1000 lumens. It'll do 1000 lumens for 1 minute, and then it goes down to 250 lumens and it'll do 250 lumens for 98 minutes. And on medium, it does 65 lumens. It'll do 6 hours at 65 lumens. And then on low at 15 lumens, it'll do up to 25 hours. And then it's also got a moon mode, which is actually pretty handy. With my other Olight flashlights, I find that I use moonlight quite often. It's running at 2 lumens, and that thing will run up to 4 days on moonlight. Typically, if you just hold it down on low, that's moonlight, which is pretty handy if you're just stepping out of the van and you don't want to like ruin your night sight, your night vision, your natural night vision. Then you can just click it on moonlight. If you're camping with other people in a tent, you don't want to blast them out with light. The moonlight setting is awesome for that. So overall, I thought that was a pretty cool little unit right there by Olight. The Perun Mini in orange. I'm pretty excited to have this little guy in the van inventory, and I think mainly because of this 90-degree angle. A lot of the other flashlights have the magnetic backing, but the light actually comes out the front, and that's cool if you're projecting light out somewhere. But if you need to see down below, that's where this little 90-degree one is going to come in pretty handy. This clip is actually pretty handy because if you're wearing a hat, you can actually clip it onto the hat, and then you've got light here on the surface. So if you're working on something here and you want to light up this area, just by clipping it on a ball cap or something like that, then you've got light to work with here. Just like that, lighting it up. I can work here on something, tools or whatever sort of project that I've got. So having that clip on there is pretty handy, and that's one thing about a lot of the Olights, that they do have that cool little clip. The Perun Mini in orange, on that flash sale, it will be up to 30% off of this little guy. So should definitely go check that out. I'm stoked to have it, like I said, in my van inventory. From there, the next flashlight that they are releasing during this flash sale is a Olight S2R Baton 2. And the limited edition color for this one is the Desert Tan, which is pretty cool. And I love the fact that it's got this blue clip on there. That's a nice contrast to that Desert Tan. I've got a Baton 2 Pro that I use on an absolute daily basis. It rides on my side. I've got a little tool carrier that I wear on my belt, and this thing is with me every single day, and I just love it. I'm actually blown away how much I use it on a regular basis. Again, here on the back, it's got the magnetic end here. All of these flashlights are chargeable via USB. Here's the charger here. This is how minimal these little guys are, but that thing just snaps right to it, and that's how easy it is to charge these things. So there again, you can slap this thing to a metal surface and you've got yourself a flashlight holder while you're working on a project or whatever. And of course there's 1, 2, 3 different settings. Then you double click and you've got turbo mode. And then when it's off, if you push and hold, there again you've got moon power right there. So let's look at the specs of this one. So on the S2R Baton 2, when it's in turbo mode, it is 1150 lumens, so 1150 lumens on turbo. It'll do that for up to 2 minutes, and then from there it's reduced down to 400 lumens, and it will run for 230 minutes. On the high mode, it's 400 lumens. It'll run for 4 hours on 400 lumens. Then when you go down to medium, that's 120 lumens. It'll run for 14 hours. And then you go down to low, that's 15 lumens. It'll run for 100 hours. And then again, like we were talking about, the moon setting is 0.5 lumens. It'll run for up to 60 days. That's pretty wild. And like I said, I actually use the moon mode quite often. And there's moon mode, that's 0.5 lumens. It'll run for 60 days straight like that. They're compact, but they actually really just perform well. They're always really well built. They fit good in your hand. They don't feel cheap or anything like that. So I'm a big fan of the Olight products. The S2R Baton 2 in the Desert Tan, pretty awesome little unit. One of the other flashlights that they sent me is the i5T EOS. And now these are great little flashlights to throw in your backpack, you know, your computer bag, something like that, to where you're commuting back and forth. If you're a woman, perhaps you could carry something like this in your purse. Now this right here is the Olight i5T EOS. And this is in the Gunmetal Grey, so this is the limited edition color for the i5T on this go around. Just a nice compact little guy, great for everyday carry. Now the thing with this one is it just runs off of a single AA battery. This one is not chargeable, and it's got a back button for its on-off. Now this has got two settings. There's the bright, 300 lumens, it'll run for 2 hours and 30 minutes. And then on low, at 15 lumens, it'll do 20 hours. So not bad for a nice compact little flashlight. And there again, this guy's got the two-way clip on it. Here again, you can put it on a ball cap. And there you go, hands-free, just right on the ball cap. You've got similar to a headlamp. So that's super handy and versatile. The Olight i5T EOS in the Gunmetal Grey. This one is going to be up to 25% off for the sale. As soon as it gets dark, we'll do some light tests and see how they perform in the dark. Okay, so for our light test here, it is dark. I've got the camera set up out here on the lawn in a park, and we're out in front of a bank of trees that is probably, I'm gonna say, 25 to 30 yards in front of the camera here. So I figured for this size flashlight, this would actually be a better test than trying to shoot them across the river. So what I'm gonna start out with here right now is the i5T. That's the one in Gunmetal Grey. And on low, this is going to be at 15 lumens, which there again, it'll run 20 hours on this. So let's go ahead and fire this bad boy up on low. And as we shine it across the lawn here, we can kind of see that's pretty good light if you were just using it around camp to see what you're doing, cooking dinner, setting up a tent, whatever. Then let's flip it over to high, which is going to be 300 lumens. And there we go. 300 lumens is definitely getting over there to that bank of trees. And as we can see with this, we can see around pretty decently. Even in just that little guy that is powered by a single AA battery, that's pretty decent light. On low, it's good for around camp. If you had to see something out in the woods, that throws some pretty good light for the size that it is. I'm actually pretty impressed with that. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to try the Perun, which is the little orange guy. And we're going to start out on low, and that is 15 lumens. And let's see what 15 lumens looks like. It's hard to see on camera, but as I'm looking here in person, that is plenty enough to get yourself around camp. You're not blinding everybody. You're not blowing the whole place out with a lot of light. Let's go one step up to 65 lumens. And there we've got 65 lumens. There we're starting to hit the trees pretty decently. That's not bad at all for being able to see. And then if we step up to high, that's 250 lumens. So we go one step up, and there we're starting to hit the trees and we can see around pretty good. But let's not forget, we've got turbo mode. And if we double click this thing, right there, that is 1000 lumens. And with that, we can see how we're starting to throw some light. We're lighting up the bugs and stuff. So it'll last on that for a whole minute on turbo. It's not necessarily designed, obviously, to run this long on that, but you know, if you heard something out in the woods, or you know, for a quick second you needed to throw some light, that's not a bad light right there at 1000 lumens. So that is the Perun. That's also the little guy that'll fit on the headband. So if you had a headlamp that could throw that much light for even just a minute, that could be pretty handy. Okay, next up we've got the S2R Baton 2. That's the one in the desert tan. Really like that color. We're going to start off on low at 15 lumens. And there we are at 15 lumens. There again. Good camp light. Good for getting around in tents, getting around the fire. Then let's click up one more level to medium. Now that is 120 lumens. And there we can see we're starting to project into those trees. That's a decent light if you're having to get out and do some hiking through the woods at night, or see a little bit further. And then if we click up one more to high, then we've got 400 lumens. And with that, that's a very usable light. And let's not forget, at 400 lumens on this little guy, it'll run up to 4 hours. So that's really good. But then again, let's not forget that we've got turbo mode. And boom, right there, that is 1150 lumens. And as you can see, that really lights up this space. And in case of any sort of emergency or having to throw some light out there, that is some serious power right there. That's pretty awesome. All right, guys, that concludes our dark night light throw test. If you like flashlights as much as I do, then you're definitely going to want to check out Olight if you're not familiar with them already. Don't worry, there are more outdoor backcountry adventures coming in the van. I've actually been out here in the Okanagan region of north central Washington doing lots of filming and exploring out here. So there's more videos to come. But in the meantime, I just wanted to tell you guys about these flashlights and the sale that Olight's got coming up. If you are interested, make sure and check out the link in the description below. That'll be a direct link to the sale. That's actually an affiliate link, so if you guys do buy through my link, they actually give me a little bit of a kickback that comes back to the Living the Van Life YouTube channel and helps keep the channel moving forward. So I greatly appreciate that. If you guys do decide to buy, that's awesome. All right, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna get out of here. Peace out. Keep on trucking.